Kia Speaks. I'm Kia. Welcome back as we are still on this journey about change. One thing I consider in this process of putting out these videos is it helping or is it hurting? Like, does change help or does it hurt people? But it's not just is it helping or is it hurting as far as change. Like, what is in our lives that is not being productive, or what is getting in the way? What is hindering us? So as I was sitting back thinking about it, I always take stock. Is this helping me or is it hurting me? And it could be a physical hurt. It could be an emotional hurt. It could be, a verbal hurt. It could be any of those things. Or is it really helping me? Like, is the relationship that I'm in, is it helping me? Whether it be friends, family, or whomever it is, how is this helping me? And when I say helping, like, how is it growing me? How is it making me better? Am I learning anything from this? Or does it continue to drag me down? Like, are they talking down to me? Am I not being appreciated? Am I not being encouraged? So these are things that we want to consider as we're talking about change and as we're going through this process of change. I told you earlier in this process that you might have to cut away some folks from your lives because they're giving you the wrong type of energy. So those people are hurting you. And when I say wrong type of energy, they're always negative. They're not positive. They can never find the good in you or anything for that matter. And so you have to be mindful to get involved or get connected to people who can help. And not necessarily, you're using people, but you're learning how to develop as a person, that you're becoming better. You're developing a skill. You're developing, as internally, like you're growing and maturing, and it can be seen. A lady said to me the other day, she said, I don't know what's going on with you, but I'm loving what it is. And she said, like, you always look good, you're always nice, but she said it was something totally different. And I could attribute it to, like, I feel like I'm finding me, like I really know me now. And I've always kind of felt like I knew me, but I can really say that I really know me now. And it makes a difference. So when you exude a certain things, other people take note of it. And so as we're going through this process of change, determine what is helping you and determine what is hurting you. Well, how do you know what's helping and hurting you? You ask yourself the question, is this helping me? Is this relationship? Is this job? Is this attitude I have helping me? And if you can't answer truly yes, and really be able to list out the benefits of the relationship, then it may not be a help. It may be a hindrance, or it could be a distraction. That's the other thing. So sometimes it's not always about the help and the hurting. It could just be a setup to distract you from whatever it is that you're supposed to be going towards in life, like your why. And so as we're going through this process of change, be able to take the time in your quiet space and sit down and say, and write out the things that are helping you and write out the things that are hurting you. And when you do that, you'll come out with so much clarity. Describe what attributes that relationship have brought out of you. Like, if they brought out negative, did it bring out anger or, mistrust or distrust? Like, what did that relationship do? And so as we're talking about change and we're continuing on this process, I hope you're gaining clarity into what is actually helping and what is actually hindering you, that you're able to identify it, name it, and remove yourself from it. Because if it's truly a help, you're going to flourish and you're going to be on this great path and you're going to see the positivity come out of your life. But if it's hurting you, you're going to remain in the same place, or even go even lower than you possibly were before we started this journey. So start asking yourself those questions, like, is it helping me or is it hurting? Or being able to question that individual and say, like, I don't see how this is helping me right now. Like, I do that. Like, if I feel like there's a conversation or something that is going on and I'm involved in it, and my first thing is like, I don't see how this is helping me. Or I'm telling that person, like, this is not helping me right now. This is not what I needed. And it's not that I don't want to hear feedback. It's just, what kind of feedback are you giving? Like, what are you telling me? People say some crazy stuff out of their mouths, and it's not really, I'm not going to say pertinent, but it makes no sense, for lack of a better word. And so being able to speak up and say, yeah, I don't think this is helping me as far as what I'm trying to talk to you about. That's just like going to a doctor and they tell you you need a surgery on your brain, but they actually perform surgery on your stomach. I don't think that's gonna help my brain if you cut my stomach open, because my brain is in my head. And so my thing is like, how is that helping me? Being bold enough to ask the doctor, like, so why are we going to my stomach versus my head if my brain is where the problem is? Like, it makes no sense. So that's what happens in life. Like, we won't question the stupidity of people, or we won't question the things that don't make sense and how it applies to us. And so we have to be bold enough and be courageous enough to say, that's not helping me, or I don't see how it's helping me. And then maybe they can explain, because it's from their perspective. But you got to realize from what perspective you're looking at things, because you live your life on a daily basis, and you have to determine what is actually helping and what is actually hindering you. So as always, be fabulous, be great. You can do it. You're amazing. You're awesome. You're great. You're magnificent. And the world is your oyster, but you have to do the work in order to see the fruit that comes from it. All right? So you be great. You be wonderful. You be awesome. I will see you again soon. This was Kia Speaks, and as always, it's been a pleasure.